very good evening to you and welcome to tonight's edition of Primetime News on TV1. My name is Krishan Devasagayan. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Colombo gears up for India-Pakistan T20 encounter. Intense spectator enthusiasm to witness the match. Pakistan's Interior Minister arrives in Sri Lanka. President to visit India next week to participate in the 4th India AI Impact Summit 2026. IMF Managing Director to arrive on the island next Monday to assess impact of Cyclone Ditwa. Emergency meeting of all Bar Association of Sri Lanka members tomorrow. First such meeting in 14 years. Police seek public assistance to identify suspects in Akureguda lawyer murder case. Navy seizes dinghy with 50 kilograms of hashish in Mannar Seas.
And we start off with cricket. The highly anticipated match of this year's T20 World Cup, which millions of fans have been eagerly waiting for, will take place tomorrow. Now that is the clash between India and Pakistan. Now through the mediation of Sri Lanka, the dispute that existed between the two countries were settled. Let's now cross over to Vinuji Senivaratna at the Newsfirst Sports Centre to take a look at the arrangements being made ahead of this significant encounter. Vinuji.
Thank you, Krishan. After numerous controversies, everything is set for the biggest clash of the 2026 T20 World Cup, India versus Pakistan. Sri Lanka has emerged as a key mediator in making this encounter possible. Now, at the R. Premadasa Stadium, where the match kicks off tomorrow at 7 p.m., a massive influx of local and foreign media, along with thousands of fans, has already begun gathering around the grounds. Let's take a look.
The India-Pakistan match became the center of global attention after Pakistan initially declared they would not compete against the Indian team. However, following a telephone conversation between Sri Lankan President Anurukumara Dissanayake and Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, the controversial deadlock was settled. Following the revised schedule, the Indian team arrived in Sri Lanka last night to participate in tomorrow's game. Both teams took to the nets at the R. Premadasa Stadium today for their final practice sessions.
Yeah, it's added responsibility when you are like captain of your side and you're representing like 250 or 60 million people. So you can't run away with like responsibility and say, oh, I don't have added pressure. No, it'll be, I think, being honest. When you are representing your country and you are captaining a side, there will be added pressure. It just you need to find a way how to deal with that. And the second question? Oh, okay. Yeah, I have changed my position and I have changed my role, and it was collectively a decision with me, coaches and the sporting staff. So yeah, I have worked on that and hopefully I can play a good inning tomorrow as well. यहाँ रह रहे हैं, क्लाइमेटाइज से यूज्ड हुए हैं, एक यही एडवांटेज है, आपको ग्राउंड में क्रिकेट अच्छी खेलनी ही पड़ेगी, 40 ओवर आपको प्लान एग्जीक्यूट करने ही पड़ेंगे.
The hype for this match has reached a fever pitch. Hotel prices in Colombo have skyrocketed, with premier hotels charging over 100,000 Indian rupees, approximately over 340,000 Sri Lankan rupees per night for accommodation. This is what Indian cricket fans who are in Sri Lanka to witness this historic encounter had to say.
All tickets sold out. India will. It will be interesting if weather permits. I'm from Kashmir.
Tomorrow India will win. India. We are supporting India. Hyderabad.
जीतेगा
India जीतेगा.
जीतेगा
India जीतेगा.
भारत माता की जय.
Here's what Pakistani cricket fans had to say about tomorrow's much anticipated encounter.
I hope Pakistan will win, but it's a little bit tough. We came from all over from Dubai to support Pakistan, and believe me, Sri Lanka, after seeing Sri Lanka, we started loving Sri Lanka. Beautiful country, beautiful people. Thank you so much.
But a big fighting match, inshallah, the historical match, and inshallah, end of the day, Pakistan win.
The people are really generous, the streets are really clean, and they've treated us very nicely. They've treated us like brothers.
Sri Lankan cricket fans too are eagerly waiting to see who will clinch victory tomorrow.
මැච් එක නම් හොඳ ගේමක් බලන්න පුළුවන් ගොඩක් දවසකින් පස්සේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපේ ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට් තැන්ක්ස් කරන්න ඕනේ අපි දැනගත්ත මේ වගේ සම්බන්ධයක් එයා අපිට කරලා දීලා තියෙන හොඳ මැච් එකක් බලන්න කියලා.
ඊට මැච් එක අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හොඳටම දෙන්නම ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා.
ජය පරාජය කොහොමද දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒත් මම නම් කියන්නේ අපේ රටට ලොකු ජයග්‍රහණයක් මේ මැච් එක.
What is the security plan for tomorrow? The Ministry of Defence announced that a comprehensive security plan is being implemented to conduct the matches held in the country successfully and securely. This decision was made considering the international significance of the tournament as well as the large number of players, officials, journalists and spectators arriving from various countries around the world. This integrated security plan was developed with the contribution of the Tri-Forces, intelligence agencies and other key stakeholders and is coordinated by the Ministry of Defence. The ministry further stated that special security arrangements have been deployed at all stadiums where the matches are held, hotels where the teams stay, training centres, airports and designated spectator zones. Meanwhile, a special security and traffic plan has also been implemented for tomorrow's India-Pakistan match. Police media spokesperson, Assistant Superintendent of Police F.U. Wootler stated that approximately 2,600 police officers have been deployed for duty.
Now we know that on 15th Sunday, Indo-Pakistan T20 World Cup match would commence at 7 p.m. at the R. Premadas International Cricket Stadium. All gates would be open by 1500 hours, that is 3 p.m. And for your information, all tickets are now sold. So the ladies and gentlemen, with the respective valid ticket, make it as early as possible at the R. Premadasa cricket grounds. Those who don't have valid tickets should not be in queues and not to disturb the other spectators who are in and around.
What are the items that cannot be taken into the stadium?
A very gentle reminder to all spectators, and we wish all of you cricket lovers would control yourself and behave yourself. And we would wish to direct you that you should not bring bags or, like you could say, backpacks, jackets, helmets and any electronic device. And also, nobody is allowed to bring any plastic or glass bottles into the premises. You could always purchase the drinking water within the grounds. I repeat again, nobody is allowed to bring plastic or glass bottles into the grounds. And further, we know knives, cutlery or sharp object, ladies and gentlemen, any violent and any aggressive behavior would definitely end up in a court of law.
Locations that can be used as parking lots: the stadium grounds, Sirasa parking lot, Sebastian Canal Road from the first bridge to the second bridge, Kovila Road parking lot, Applewatta parking lot and both sides of the 100-foot road or Adisiya Para. Which roads have restricted traffic?
Kittarama Mawata Junction and the Wilson Perra Brito Baba Pulle Junction is totally kept closed for vehicles unless you have a valid car park issued by the Sri Lanka Cricket. For better smooth of the traffic flow, we have introduced the following roads limited for traffic. Entry towards Babapulle from the junction of Vincent Perra Mawata, where Brito Babapulle Bridge Road is limited, and entry towards the stadium from the vicinity of Babapulle Bridge is also limited, and entry towards the stadium from Sebastian Ella Road, where Malwata Bridge also is limited, and the entry towards stadium from the junction of Adisiya Para towards Temple Road is also limited.
In addition, the roads that will be completely closed to the public are towards the stadium from near the Babapulle Bridge, towards the stadium from near Sebastian Canal Road, towards the stadium from near the Mallavatta Bridge, towards the stadium from the 100-foot road and Temple Road junction, the roads leading to the stadium from the Maligavatta lane by roads near the stadium will also be closed tomorrow afternoon, and the Saddharma Mawatha and Temple Road from Kettarama junction will also remain closed. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board, Mohsin Naqvi, is scheduled to arrive in the island today. He is set to attend a dinner hosted by the Minister of Sports tonight. Furthermore, he is scheduled to hold discussions with the President and a group of senior officials tomorrow morning.
Now that's definitely an encounter to look forward to. Moving on in more local news, President Anurukumara Dissanayake will be visiting India on the 19th and 20th of February to attend the 4th India AI Impact Summit 2026.
The summit set to commence on the 16th of February, bringing together representatives from 45 countries for high-level discussions and collaboration. Organized around the central themes of people, planet and progress, the gathering aims to address key global challenges and promote sustainable and inclusive development. The President will travel to India to attend the Summit of Heads of State and is scheduled to remain in the country for 2 days from the 19th of February to the 20th to participate in the proceedings. Leaders from 20 countries will participate at the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In addition to President Anurukumara Dissanayake, French President Emmanuel Macron, Brazilian President Lula da Silva and the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, will participate in it. In addition, the Prime Ministers and Vice Presidents of the countries such as Bhutan, Spain, Croatia, Estonia, Finland, the Netherlands and Switzerland are also scheduled to participate in the conference. The conference will extensively discuss global policy formulation to achieve human development, environmental protection and economic progress through artificial intelligence. In addition, the heads of leading companies such as Google, Nvidia and Microsoft are also scheduled to appear there. Meanwhile, President Anurukumara Dissanayake has also planned to hold bilateral discussions with several heads of state, including the President of France, who will be participating in the conference.
IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva is scheduled to arrive in the island on the 16th of February. According to an IMF spokesperson, during her visit, the Managing Director will engage with authorities and stakeholders and witness the first-hand impact of Cyclone Ditwa. The IMF spokesperson also said that the purpose of her visit is to discuss how the IMF can assist in repairing the damage and building a stronger future for all Sri Lankans. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva is scheduled to depart the island on the 18th of February.
The 33rd NC Export Award ceremony was held in Colombo, recognizing outstanding achievements in Sri Lanka's export sector.
The 33rd NC Export Awards, organised by the National Chamber of Exports, was held in Colombo yesterday to recognise and reward excellence within the exporter community. The event was attended by Minister of Industries and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunetti and Governor of the Western Province Hanif Yusuf.
Our goal is to reach $36 billion in export revenue by 2030. To achieve success in our export markets, we must first protect our domestic producers. We need to strengthen our local manufacturers and remove the obstacles that hinder them. Today, in discussions with the Ministry of Finance, we were able to present to the Cabinet a national tariff policy and successfully remove many major barriers faced by our domestic producers under this policy. We consider this a significant achievement. Additionally, we have moved forward with the national window concept. This is not a target that the Ministry of Industry can achieve alone. It requires collaboration with other ministries, and we are working together on this. We are confident that by 2026, we will have removed all these obstacles, allowing our exporters to operate freely. Furthermore, we all need to work together to achieve the targets set in the 2025 to 2029 National Export Development Plan. To reach $36 billion by 2030, we must achieve an annual export growth rate of 10% consistently.
අපනයන වර්ධන වේගයක් ලබාගෙන ළඟා කරගෙන යන්න ඕන.
Exports are not just about revenue. Exports is about competitiveness. They are about productivity. They are about national confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, every dollar that you earn abroad strengthens our currency. Every market you enter strengthens our reputation. Every stand that you meet raises Sri Lanka's global standing. Sri Lanka has moved from crisis to stability. Inflation has stabilized. Reserves have been rebuilt. The rupee has found balance. Debt restructuring has been handled with responsibility. International observers have recognized our discipline. But more important, the markets are recognizing it. Lest you forget and lest I forget, in 2022 we had inflation of 70%. Today we are at 5%. We had reserves down to $400 million in 2022. Today we are almost at over $6 billion. FDI is rising. Tourism is recovering strongly. Capital is cautiously returning. And exports remain central to this recovery. They are no longer in a phase of survival. They are in a phase of structural strengthening. The next chapter is not about stabilization. It's about scale. Sri Lanka must scale. We must scale our value-added exports. We must scale our service exports. We must scale logistics. We must scale technology. And we must scale sustainability.
Several institutions that contribute to Sri Lanka's foreign exchange earnings and strengthen the national economy were recognized at the special awards ceremony for their outstanding achievements in the 2025 calendar year. The tea industry was highlighted as one of the distinguished sectors at the event. A.F. Jones Exporters Ceylon Private Limited, a subsidiary of the Capital Maharaja Group, received the Silver Award in the extra-large category of the tea and tea product sector. The recognition is considered significant as A.F. Jones Exporters Ceylon Private Limited was selected from among more than 350 tea export companies currently operating in Sri Lanka.
National organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Namal Rajapaksa, says that there is no blood on their hands. Namal Rajapaksa made these comments in response to criticism being levelled against the Rajapaksa regime regarding the attacks on protesters at Galface in 2022. Now, those who are making these accusations should first of all gain a better understanding of the verdict given by the court. We do not have blood on our hands. We never had blood on our hands at any time or anywhere. At that time, the Rajapaksas were in power and we could have used force if we wanted to, but we did not. We did not do it then, nor did we do it at any other time, because we always stood for protecting the lives of the people of this country. When other countries in the world, whether it be Bangladesh, Nepal or Indonesia, used their army and police to suppress protesters and killed thousands of lives, Gotabaya Rajapaksa took a step back and left because he wanted to protect the lives of these young people. Now, this statement comes on the back of another statement made by Namal Rajapaksa yesterday, where he said that a presidential commission would be appointed during his administration to investigate the Aragalaya. Let's take another look at that statement and the manner various parties responded to that statement today. We will clearly appoint a presidential commission to investigate the Aragalaya and the foreign funding received for it. We need to look into this matter. It cannot be that one faction of the Aragalaya got vehicles, another became ministers, some got houses and others moved abroad to settle down, while another 12 individuals are facing the gallows. It is clear that those who orchestrated this became kings, while the others ended up facing death sentences. This is what ultimately happened. When looking at these events, it is clear that the incidents that took place on the evening of the 9th of May would never have occurred if not for the events of that morning. What happened on the morning of 9th May? The Rajapaksas brought people to the Prime Minister's office, provoked them and sent them to attack the protest site. In truth, if the public and government employees present hadn't intervened at Galface, 30 or 40 people would have been killed right then. That is the real case here. If there had been no retaliation against the group brought in by the Rajapaksas, what would have happened? Had they succeeded, the Rajapaksas would have ended that protest by attacking every house in these villages. That was the level of threat. We remember a minister once saying this issue could only be solved by killing a crow and hanging its carcass. That was the political climate of this country, even if they have forgotten it. That environment led directly to those incidents. The issue isn't just this court verdict or the individuals caught up in it. This is an attempt to throw sand in the eyes of everyone who stood with the Aragalaya. We urge the government to carry out a legal process that ensures justice for everyone involved in the struggle, including their own members. And we demand they step up now to deliver that delayed justice.
ඒකට අත ගහන්න පමාව යුක්ති ඉෂ්ට කරන්න කියලා අපි ආණ්ඩුවට බල කරනවා.
ඒ වගේම අපි දැක්ක සමහර කණ්ඩායම් කියනවා මේ අරගලේදී මේ මරණ දඬුවම නියම වෙච්ච අයට ජනාධිපති සමාව දෙන්න කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා. මොකද්ද මේකේ තත්ත්වය?
We have to look at it. We look at one incident and forget the history behind it. Before that death, the people of the country had been provoked and were agitated by the activities taking place at Temple Trees. That is why they are the ones who are directly responsible for that death. We are ready to enforce the law against them. In addition to those who have been identified as those responsible for that death in this country today, there are other people who are also directly responsible. Back then, they went to camps in Trincomalee and hid. Today, they are hiding in Tangol. We believe that the people of the country will also make decisions again in the future. This struggle was formed to take this country in the progressive direction for the people. We must continue this struggle against those who destroyed it. In this country, we once again see that various groups in the country are trying to bring back the groups that destroyed this country. We will not allow that. Legal action has been taken for that. When taking legal action, we cannot do this work by using the law of the jungle like the Rajapaksas. We respect the law of Sri Lanka, and this work is being done within the law. We believe that a significant number of those involved will be imprisoned in the future. Relevant places have already been allocated for them. We believe that relevant measures will be implemented soon within the framework of the law in a manner that will satisfy the people of this country. We have granted full freedom to the police and the relevant departments regarding this. The institutions where those complaints were lodged are currently taking action. They are gathering evidence. I believe those institutions will conduct the relevant investigations independently. We expect that those involved in these crimes will be punished. We have ensured that these agencies are provided with both the independence and the necessary facilities. As a government and a political authority, we have no intention of interfering with or influencing those institutions. However, we do expect that those who attacked the Galway struggle and assaulted or physically harassed the protesters will be legally punished.
A group of civil activists convened a press conference in Colombo today to comment on the court verdict delivered regarding the murder of parliamentarian Amarakirthi Atukorala.
This was not a private murder. It was a killing that occurred within the context of a social struggle. No protester took to the streets with the intent of taking personal revenge on this individual or that individual. No one took to the streets with the intention of destroying property. That was not the motive. It was due to the various grievances that oppressed them that all the people took to the streets to protest against the then Gotabaya Rajapaksa administration. The killing of MP Amarakirthi Atukorala was an incident that happened within that larger context. We do not condone individual terrorism, nor do we believe that social issues can be solved by killing individuals. However, this was an accidental occurrence. When dealing with such an incident, the courts or any relevant authority must provide a verdict that takes into account the socio-economic conditions that influenced it. That is our concern, not just the legal side, but looking beyond the law. The courts previously ruled that Basil, Cabral, Artigala and others were responsible for the economic collapse of this country. These situations were created following the attack on the Galway struggle on the 9th of May. It was Mahinda Rajapaksa, the former Prime Minister, who summoned thugs and supporters to Temple Trees on the day of his resignation and ordered them to attack the struggle. This happened with the patronage of Deshabandhu and the police. These events were a result of the rage triggered by the attack on the protesters. People did attack Mahinda Kahandagama, but they didn't kill him. No other politician who supported the government or committed crimes was killed. We clearly request President Anura Kumara Dissanayake to grant a pardon to these 12 individuals. A major reason the NPP came to power was as a result of this struggle. Therefore, the rights of the working and oppressed people of this country cannot be trampled upon by imprisoning them or sentencing them to death. We say clearly, the protesters must be pardoned.
එනිසා අපි පැහැදිලිව කියනවා අරගලකරුවන් සමාව දිය යුතුයි. මේ අරගලයේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් සිද්ධි 309ක් පිළිබඳ පොලිස්
According to the information obtained through the Right to Information Act, police investigations are ongoing into 309 incidents related to this struggle, and 3,882 individuals have been arrested. The court cases related to these events have been dragging on for years. Cases regarding the attack on Galway and similar incidents are still in the trial phase. There is an interest in those cases, so what actions are being taken regarding them? That is what we are asking. It is vital that justice is served in those instances as well. In any struggle, various things can happen. These are not always intentional acts, but are driven by the search for justice. We must remember how deeply oppressed the people were at that time.
ඒවා චේතනාන්විත කරන දේවල් නෙමෙයි. යුක්තිය බලන්න. මොකද ජනතාව කොච්චර පීඩාවටපත් වෙලා හිටියද?
News First with the people.
Inspector General of Police, Attorney at Law Priyantha Veerasurya says the full force of the police will be used to eradicate the drug menace in the country.
The inaugural program of the Drug Prevention Program in the Uva province, organized in conjunction with the Let's Quit national campaign, was held at the Thanumalwila police station today under the patronage of IGP Attorney Priyantha Veerasurya.
The drug network has smugglers and dealers in every corner. It is present in state institutions. It is even present in the police. Just 2 days ago, we arrested a police officer with 700 grams of drugs. As of now, steps are being taken to interdict around 100 police officers who have been arrested for being linked to the drug network. The political authorities are not exerting any influence in the work being done against drugs and alcohol. You know that there was an era when a raid was carried out, the officer who brought in that information was transferred. In Sri Lanka, we had such periods where we could not carry out these raids due to the political environment that existed. If we cannot save the country from this drug menace, I see it as a weakness of the police. Therefore, be bold and take the necessary steps. We request the police officers to work in a manner that builds public trust. We will be measuring the success of this special project that started today on a monthly basis. If that happens, we will be able to bring this concept to other parts of Sri Lanka and save Sri Lanka from this situation. Now, 2 suspects in a small fishing boat were arrested in the seas of northern Mannar with a suspected haul of drugs on board.
During a naval operation conducted in the southern seas of Mannar, 2 suspects were taken into custody along with a dinghy transporting narcotics. After the suspects and the contraband were brought to the Thalpadu jetty in Mannar, the Police Narcotic Bureau conducted a specialized inspection. It was subsequently confirmed that the 2 sacks contained a stock of over 50 kilograms of hashish. The Sri Lankan Navy stated that the 2 suspects and the seized narcotics have been handed over to the Police Narcotic Bureau for further investigation and legal action.
In a developing story, a person has died following a shooting near the number 1 railway station in Vadiyamankada, Kalutara. Police stated that the individual died after being admitted to the Nagoda hospital. The deceased was a 35-year-old man. An unidentified gunman who arrived on a motorcycle had opened fire on the victim, who was a shop owner. Meanwhile, in a separate shooting incident, 1 person was killed and 3 others were injured in a shooting that occurred in Jintupitiya, Colombo. According to police, the injured individuals have been admitted to the Colombo National Hospital. Now, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka has convened an emergency meeting of all its members tomorrow at 3 p.m. The meeting is called to discuss the situation following the assassination of a lawyer in Akuregoda yesterday. The incident that occurred yesterday is a tragic event that leaves a dark stain on both our legal profession and the entire country. We have made a decision at this moment. This is a matter that profoundly impacts the entire legal community. We strongly condemn this act, a threat to the justice system carried out so brazenly in the open. We will take firm action regarding this. This occurred in the Akuregoda area close to the army headquarters. The suspects must be apprehended by using CCTV footage, available technology and deploying the necessary police teams. This isn't just a problem for a professional or a member of the legal fraternity. It is a common problem for the entire country. The rule of law and the safety of society must be strictly protected to ensure that we can walk the streets without fear. Some of our lawyers are already asking, how can we continue to practice? The other alternative would be to step aside and refuse to represent criminals. But the Constitution does not allow that. Legal representation must be provided to everyone. To refuse would be a failure on our part. What has happened now is something we never expected.
කවදාක්වත් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච නැති දෙයක් තමයි මේ වෙලාවේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
දැන් ඇතැම් පුද්ගලයන් අපරාධකරුවන් බව දැන ඔවුන් පිළිස කීම මේක මේ නීතිඥවරුන්ට යම්කිසි පාඩමක් නෙමෙයි.
පාඩමක් නේ රටේ ලෝකේ.
It is not a lesson. Across the world, legal assistance must be available even for those accused of crimes. Our constitution dictates that every suspect is presumed innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. The constitution does not waive that right. Therefore, no matter who the person is or how grave the alleged offence, legal representation must be provided.
කවුරු කොච්චර වරදක් කරත් නීතිඥ සහාය ලබා දෙන්න ඕනේ.
Now, the Sri Lanka police have sought public assistance to identify the suspects involved in the Akuregoda double homicide. According to the police, information has been received revealing that the operation was orchestrated by the organized criminal known as Karandeniya Sudha.
The shooting occurred yesterday at approximately 4:50 p.m. in the parking lot in front of a supermarket in Akuregoda. Security cameras captured footage of a group arriving in a car, carrying out the shooting using a T-56 assault rifle and a pistol before fleeing the scene. What does the police have to say about the murdered lawyer? The victims of the shooting were identified as attorney-at-law Buddhika Mallavarachi and his wife. Police stated that information has been received revealing that the murder was orchestrated by the organized criminal known as Karandeniya Sudha. The deceased lawyer had previously represented Karandeniya Sudha in various court cases. Police noted that investigations have uncovered information suggesting the murder was carried out due to a dispute that arose after the lawyer allegedly leaked case information from one party to another. Furthermore, current investigations have revealed that the lawyer had appeared in court on behalf of the party of Lokupati in the Club Vasanta murder case. Police seeks public assistance. Meanwhile, police issued a statement this afternoon seeking public assistance to identify the suspects involved in this homicide. Authorities stated that information has come to light indicating the gunmen travelled through the areas of Homagama, Pothuarava Road, Athuragiriya Police Division, Kottava and Makumbura. Accident during the getaway. Police further revealed that the car used by the suspects to flee the scene had reportedly collided with a motorcycle during their escape. Police stated that the license plate of the vehicle in question was recovered in Kottava. Have you seen the vehicle EPKI7738? The registration number of the vehicle suspected by police to have carried the gunmen is EPKI7738. Police request the public to provide any information or footage from dash cameras of vehicles that travelled along those specific roads yesterday evening, which may have captured the suspected car. If you have any information regarding the vehicle bearing this number, the police urge you to contact them via the following hotlines: 071 859 8008, 071 859 2279. Following the magisterial inquest, the bodies were brought to the Institute of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology this afternoon for post-mortem examinations.
Let's take a look at more local news. Now, a pre-Ramadan charity fair organized by the Rotaract Clubs of Colombo took place today.
Project Souk of Hope, a pre-Ramadan charity fair organized by the Rotaract Clubs of Colombo West, Fort, Cinnamon and North, together with the Interact Clubs of KD College and Isipatana College Colombo, in collaboration with the Embassy of the State of Palestine in Sri Lanka, was held today. The event was held with the aim of raising funds for refugees in Gaza, Palestine. Chief guest at the event was Palestine Ambassador Ihab I.M. Khalil, while the guest of honor included the Deputy Speaker of Parliament Rizvi Sali and Member of Parliament Mujibur Rahman. A total of 25 stalls were featured at the fair, with organizers estimating that between 500,000 rupees and 600,000 rupees will be raised for donation to refugees in Gaza.
The Ceylon Literary and Arts Festival took place for a second day today in Colombo.
The second day of the Ceylon Literary and Arts Festival kicked off with a lively and welcoming atmosphere. Attendees eagerly lined up to meet their favorite authors, including best-selling author Julia Quinn.
This is the second year our literary agency and I have curated the Ceylon Literary Festival. It's been the most rewarding experience because we have literally got the world to Sri Lanka, and we are proudly showcasing Sri Lanka to the rest of the international community of artists and literatures and storytellers and filmmakers. I think every field of the aesthetics has been covered by this festival. It's been great.
You can see to my left the queues of people all the way down to the lake, all for Julia Quinn, the wonderful Julia Quinn who's signing there, the author of Bridgerton. For me, as the first curator of this festival, I'm really proud of the way it's expanded and regularized and become an institution in this country. Roll on, the Ceylon Literary and Arts Festival.
The day also included interactive Q&A sessions where authors opened up about their creative journeys. The festival will continue until the 15th of February.
Night to Shine Sri Lanka 2026 was held in Colombo today.
Night to Shine Sri Lanka 2026, a celebration dedicated to encouraging and honoring children and youth with disabilities, organized by the Tim Tebow Foundation, took place today at the Temple Trees. The celebration created a very joyful and empowering experience for almost 85 people with disabilities, together with their caregivers and a dedicated team of volunteers. Night to Shine is part of a global initiative dedicated to celebrating and empowering people with disabilities worldwide. This initiative aims to raise awareness, challenge societal stigmas, and advocate for a more inclusive and compassionate Sri Lanka.
Now that was a beautiful and moving event indeed. In more local news, the Champions Night 25, the prestigious Sports Colours Night of the University of Colombo, was held yesterday.
The vibrant Sports Awards Night was held yesterday in Colombo, organized by the Department of Physical Education and the Colombo University Joint Sports Committee. The event celebrated the outstanding achievements of athletes representing the University of Colombo in 2025. The event saw the participation of the esteemed guest of honor, consultant surgeon and alumnus of the University of Colombo, Dr. Rajiv Nirmalasingham, and the chief guest for the evening was Senior Professor I.M. Karunaratna, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Colombo. Over 400 athletes who showcased exceptional skills representing the University of Colombo in 2024 were honoured during the ceremony. Mitchell Katagoda, who excelled in basketball, won the ST Valpita Challenge Trophy for the Best Sportswoman of the Year. The Leslie Handungate Challenge Trophy for the Best Sportsman of the Year was awarded to Himsara Ramdeni, who demonstrated outstanding skills across multiple events. The Rupert Ferdinand's Memorial Lifetime Medal for the Most Outstanding Sportswoman was presented to Deomini Veerasinghe in recognition of her exceptional performance in hockey, while the award for the Most Outstanding Sportsman went to Pasindu Malavana for his achievements in weightlifting.
As we all know, today is Valentine's Day, and the Sirasa TV Magic City of Love Valentine celebration is currently underway, spreading love at the Gampaha Municipal Council grounds.
Sirasa TV Magic City of Love is being set to music by Sarit Surith and the News Band. A lineup of youth sensations including Sanka Dineth, Kanchana Anuradhi, Hana Shafa and many other popular stars are set to perform at the concert.
The grand musical celebration of love, Nirvana 2026, is also currently underway in Colombo.
The spectacular concert is being held at the Sugaladas Indoor Stadium, drawing music lovers together for an unforgettable evening. The event features some of Sri Lanka's most popular youth artists, including Kanchana Anuradhi, Umara Singhavansa, Sajid Anthony and many more talented performers. The songs performed at this concert have been beautifully written by renowned lyricist Upul Shanda Sannaskala. Sirasa TV is the official media partner of the event.
The Foreign Office of the United Kingdom says that Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny was killed using a poison developed from a dart frog toxin. 2 years on from the death of Navalny at a Siberian penal colony, Britain and its allies have pinned the blame on the Kremlin following analysis of material samples found on his body. Speaking from the Munich Security Conference, Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper said, quote,
"Only the Russian government had the means, motive and opportunity to deploy this lethal toxin against Alexei Navalny during his imprisonment in Russia."
Unquote. Cooper met with Navalny's widow, Yulia Navalnaya, at the conference this weekend. The UK has been joined by Sweden, France, the Netherlands and Germany in accusing Russia of the poisoning. The Foreign Office said the UK has informed the Organization on the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons of Russia's alleged breach of the Chemical Weapons Convention. Navalny, an anti-corruption campaigner and Russia's most vociferous opposition leader, died suddenly in jail on the 16th of February 2024 at the age of 47. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that the United Kingdom will send a fleet of warships and fighter jets to the Arctic in 2026.
I can announce today that the UK will deploy our carrier strike group to the North Atlantic and the High North this year.
Keir Starmer has announced that the UK will deploy its carrier strike group to North Atlantic and High North, which will be led HMS Prince of Wales, the Royal Navy's flagship. Starmer said that €3 billion aircraft carrier will operate alongside the US, Canada and other NATO allies, quote, in a powerful show of our commitment to Euro-Atlantic security, unquote. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, addressing the Munich Security Conference, said that the US, Canada and other NATO allies will play a role in the operation.
Well, on that note, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you for watching. Take care, good night and God bless you.